Okay guys, I'm gonna make this video. It's like an audiobook type thing. I wanted to show you guys one of my all-time favorite books. It's stained, it's old, and it's been through it, but it's called Hope for the Flowers, and it's by Trina Paulus. Both the words and the pictures. It's a tale partly about life, partly about revolution, and lots about hope for adults and others, including caterpillars who can read. It's a super cute book. Hope for the Flowers. Again, it's saying the same thing. Toronto, Canada. Copyright 1972. Excuse me. All right. Get my throat clear here and get myself situated. And it says, "My thanks to everyone all over the world who has helped me believe in the butterfly. This is the tale of a caterpillar who has trouble becoming what he really is. It's like myself, like us. Love, Trina." To the more of life, the real revolution, and to my father who believed in it. I always love this because it's got the 6 little caterpillar babies, like all 6 of my kids. That was one of the first things that struck me about this book. Chapter 1, page 1. Once upon a time, a tiny striped caterpillar burst from the egg which had been home for so long. "Hello, world," he said. "It sure is bright out here in the sun." Sorry, I don't have a phone mount. It's wobbly. "I'm hungry," he thought, and straightway began to eat the leaf he was born on. And he ate another leaf, and another, and got bigger and bigger. Until one day he stopped eating and thought, there must be more to life than just eating and getting bigger. It's getting dull. So Stripe crawled down. Oh, I forgot to tell you, his name is Stripe. I don't know why they didn't tell you that. I never noticed that. But yeah, his name is Stripe. So Stripe crawled down from the friendly tree which had shaded and fed him. He was seeking more. There were all sorts of new things to find. Grass and dirt and holes and tiny bugs, each fascinated him, but nothing satisfied him. When he came across some other crawlers like himself, he was especially excited. But they were so busy eating they had no time to talk, just as Stripe had been. "They don't know any more about life than I do," he sighed. Then one day, Stripe saw some crawlers really crawling. He looked around for their goal and saw a great column rising high into the air. When he joined them, he discovered the column was a pile of squirming, pushing caterpillars. A caterpillar pillar. It appeared that the caterpillars were trying to reach the top, but the top was so lost in the clouds that Stripe had no idea what was there. He felt new excitement, like sap rising in the spring. Maybe I'll find what I'm looking for. of agitation, Stripe asked a fellow crawler, "Do you know what's happening?" "I just arrived myself," said the other. "Nobody has time to explain. They're so busy trying to get wherever they're going up there." "But what's at the top?" continued Stripe. "No one knows that either, but it must be awfully good because everybody's rushing there. Goodbye, I've no more time." I love that line right there where it says, "I've no more time," because when my dad, Lonnie, was sick, right before he passed away, he left a little note, and on the back of one side of it, it said, "I had no time." But anyway, he plunged into the pile. That he did. Stripe's head was bursting with the new drive. He couldn't get his thoughts together. Every second, another crawler passed him and disappeared into the pillar. There's only one thing to do. He pushed himself in. Chapter 2. The first moments on the pile were a shock. Stripe was pushed and kicked and stepped on from every direction. It was climb or be climbed. Stripe climbed. No more fellow caterpillars on Stripe's pile. They became only threats and obstacles which he turned into steps and opportunities. This single-minded approach really helped, and Stripe felt he was getting much higher. But some days it seemed he could manage only to keep his place. It was especially then that an anxious shadow nagged inside. "What's at the top?" it whispered. "Where are we going?" On one exasperated day, Stripe couldn't stand it any longer and actually yelled back, "I don't know, but there's no time to think about it." A little yellow caterpillar he was crawling over gasped. "What did you say?" "I was just talking to myself," Stripe mumbled. "It really wasn't important. I was just wondering where we're going." "You know," Yellow said, "I was wondering that myself. But since there's no way to find out, I decided it wasn't important." She blushed at how silly this sounded, quickly adding, "No one else seems to worry about where we're going, so it must be good." But she blushed again. "How far are we from the top?" Stripe answered gravely, "Since we're not at the bottom and not at the top, we must be in the middle." "Oh," said Yellow, and they both began to climb again. But now Stripe had a new feeling. He felt bad. He had lost his single-mindedness. "How can I step on someone I've just talked to?" Stripe avoided Yellow as much as possible, but one day there she was, blocking the only way up. "Well, I guess it's you or me," he said, and stepped squarely on her head. Something in the way that Yellow looked at him made him feel just awful about himself. Like, no matter what is up there, it just isn't worth it. Stripe crawled off of Yellow and whispered, "I'm sorry." And Yellow began to cry. "I could stand this life hoping in what was ahead until I met you talking to yourself that day. Since then, my heart just hasn't been in it, but I don't know what to do. I didn't know how badly I felt about this life until then. Now, when you look at me so kindly, I know for sure I don't like this life. I just want to do something like crawl with you and nibble grass." Stripe's heart leapt inside. Everything looked different. The pillar made no sense at all. "I would like that too," he whispered, but this meant giving up the climb. It was a hard decision.